purpose. I can say that the purpose of my trip to New Zealand was to give a lecture today. But that may not be the only purpose. Maybe another purpose of my trip to New Zealand was to take that amazing drive. Maybe another purpose of my trip to New Zealand was to see a friend. Another purpose of my trip to New Zealand was to give a lecture tomorrow. So to say that my purpose of coming to New Zealand is so and so, I've opened it up for other purposes as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we have created jinn and human being. Rather, we have not created jinn and human being for any other purpose. And then Allah introduces the one purpose. That purpose is ubudiyya. Illa liya'budun. Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ. We have not created jinn and human beings. And then Allah introduces the only one purpose, which is ubudiyya. Except to worship Allah. Except ubudiyya. What does it mean to fulfill ubudiyya to Allah? First, we have to look at the word abd. Every single one of us is a abd. And when you become a abd willingly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does that mean? How do you normally translate the word abd? Slave. But there's something very interesting about being an abd to Allah. Because what do you think of when you think of the word slave? You think of a person who's chains, oppressed, right? Not free, right? This is the concept of ubudiyya, right? Of abd, typically as in slave. But here's the thing about being a slave to Allah. A abd of Allah is actually the free person. The reason is that when you become a slave to Allah, when you become an abd of Allah, you have freed yourself from the servitude to anything else. You have freed yourself from the servitude, the slavery to anything else. So you become free. Now in this path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we said that we came down to this earth. The thing about being on this earth is that, as the angels pointed out, it is going to be a place of struggle. It isn't going to be like Jannah was. So how do we survive? I guess this is a question a lot of people want to know. How do we survive? How do we survive the loss? How do we survive the struggle? How do we survive the pain? How do we survive? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He sent Adam down to this earth, He told him how to survive. He said, when He sent him down, go you down, all of you, and if there comes to you, as there will, a guidance from me, whosoever follows my guidance, no fear will be on them, nor shall they grieve. So you see, we have been sent down to this place where yes, there will be struggle, and yes, there will be some spilling of blood, and yes, there will be some spreading of mischief. But Allah has given us the secret of how to survive, and so that we don't have to be afraid or fall into despair. And that is in the guidance of Allah. It is in the remembrance of Allah. Allah tells us, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. Indeed, in the remembrance of God do the hearts find peace and satisfaction. There's one thing that everybody wants. What's the one thing that everybody wants? Christian, Jewish, Muslim, atheist, agnostic. What does everybody want, essentially? Say it again. Happiness. Isn't that what everybody's seeking? The problem is they seek it in the wrong place sometimes. But we all want the same thing. We all want happiness. But where is happiness? Where do you find happiness? What is happiness? Allah tells us that happiness, true happiness, can only be found in His remembrance. And you can look for it anywhere else, you will never find it. In fact, Allah says, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. Whoever turns away from my remembrance, for him will be a miserable, narrow life. You know this idea that happiness is in physical pleasure, or happiness is in money.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Rahmanir-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amen. The English translation of that is, in the name of Allah, most compassionate, most merciful. Praise be to Allah, the cheer sustainer of the worlds, most compassionate, most merciful, master of their judgment. Thee do we worship. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those whose portion is not wrapped, and those who go not astray. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of the History, Community Life, Diversity, and most Americans in New England. I am Hasson, Rashid, your host, and I'll be here with you for approximately 25 more minutes. It's excellent being here with you, and it's always a great achievement to come into your lives like we do here daily at the CCTV. So with that, I greet you and extend the universal cordial of Assalamu alaikum, and that is peace and sanity be unto you. Okay, I guess you're wondering about that video. Well, those of you who have been watching the broadcast, the last month or two, we started a series entitled Journey to Allah with Miss Yasmin Mogahead. Okay, so that was just another installment of that Journey to Allah series, and hopefully we'll try to get back to it before our time is up today. Okay, I guess you heard about a successful Savior's Day that they had over in Chicago and Detroit. It was a great, big success, okay? We talked about it here a couple weeks ago at CCTV. Okay, before we get into a subject of some of our news and information, events, etc., on the History, Community Life, Diversity, and most Americans in New England, I'd like to tell you a little bit about what's happening around here at CCTV. Okay, you know what? You can come in and host your own live TV show. That's at the Cambridge Community Television, 438 Massachusetts Avenue, right here in Scissor Square. And talk to Cambridge about the issues that matter to you. Okay, no technical experience necessary. Weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly slots available. Tune in for afternoon and evening shows, Sunday through Friday on Channel 9 in Cambridge, and streamline at cctvcambridge.org. And if you'd like additional information about hosting your own live TV show, and you can find all about it by calling 617-661-6900 to sign up, or visit cctvcambridge.org /host for more information. Okay, brand new class coming up right here on the 9th of March, and it's entitled Copyright and Open Source, presented by CCTV's Media Training Program. Okay, so when you set out to create your own media, questions about copyright laws are difficult to avoid. This class will cover the basic copyrighting your work, fair use, licensing, Creative Commons, and open space, and how and when you may incorporate existing material into your own work. So the date for this class is Thursday, March 9th, and the time is from 6 to 9 p.m. Instructor Brad Glandon. That's Brad Glandon. Prerequisite, none, free. The price is free, so if you'd like to sign up, you can call 617-661-6900. So you better call quick, because that class is gonna fill up real fast. That's Copyright and Open Space, CCTV Cambridge, 438 Massachusetts, cctvcambridge.org. So you come out and learn about copyright and open space. Okay, there's computer skills for people over 50. There's a few classes early March. That's the There's a CCTV Neighbor Media with Frank Morris. That's on March 6th. March 13th, Google Calendar. March 20th, Search Engine. March 27th, using YouTube to learn. So drop in hours for people over 50. Mondays, 1 to 3 p.m. Mini lessons. Okay, so you can come out and get some of these mini lessons. That's from March. Okay, if you like additional information about these mini lessons, you can contact Allison at 617-401-4009. Okay, okay, we're gonna bypass this one, but there are other classes coming up. There's a nonprofit workshop series. That's a Facebook for nonprofits, search engine optimization for nonprofits, using Hootsuite to manage social medias for your nonprofit. So if you're interested in these nonprofit classes that I just announced, you can call 617-401-4009 to register, or contact Allison Rodriguez at Allison at cctcambridge.org. Okay, it's tax time, next month. That's the deadline, April. So, but if you like free assistance with the okay, wait a minute. There's a technical difficulty. Okay, we got it straight now. Okay, I guess you're missing me for a little while there. Okay, we're getting back to tax help. Okay, that's free tax preparation sites in Cambridge. Cambridge Economic Opportunities Committee, 11 Inman Street, Cambridge. Their telephone number is 617-868-2900, and they'll be offering free help with tax preparation. So don't forget now. That's you can go over to Cambridge Economic Opportunities Committee, 11 Inman Street, Cambridge. Telephone 617-868-2900. Or you can also go to the Cambridge Public Library for help with tax preparations. That's Cambridge Public Library, 449 Broadway, Cambridge. And there's free tax assistance, clean up until April 15th in the main library community room on Fridays 12 to 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and on 3 Mondays 5 to 8 p.m. Okay, so that's the March 28th. April 4th and April 11th. For help, must bring your own social security card, state ID, issued ID, any fax form you may have received, W-2, 1099, etc. No appointment necessary. So that's the Cambridge Public Library and Cambridge Economic Opportunities Committee. And you can get help with tax preparations absolutely free. You don't have to pay a dime. Okay, and the Cambridge Winter Farmers Markets, they're open. They're going to be open every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. up until April 15th. Don't forget now, that's every Saturday up until April 15th. That's the Cambridge Winter Farmers Market, and they're located at 5 Calendar Street. Wait a minute, there's another little difficulty here, okay? Okay, fine. Starting on no matter how bad, huh? Okay, that's once again, that's the Cambridge Winter Farmers Market, 5 Calendar Street, Cambridge, Mass. And they're every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you can always get all kind of fresh produce right there every Saturday at from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 5 Calendar Street. So don't forget to check that out. That's the Cambridge Winter Farmers Market, okay? And big science festival coming up April 14th to the 23rd. That's at the Cambridge CambridgeScienceFestival.org for additional information. So come to the Cambridge Science Festival, April 14th to 23rd. That's the Cambridge Science Festival, okay, for additional information. If you need more information about it, you can go to the website. That's CambridgeScienceFestival.org. Okay, another thing that's coming up, that's Black Lives Matter Cambridge Symposium. There's no location set on this, but this is going to take place June 24, 2007, 9 to 7 p.m. They don't have the locations. That'll be announced, so there's plenty of time between now and June 24th for the location to be revealed for the Black Lives Matter Cambridge Symposium. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, okay. I got a statement that I should have read. I should have read a long time ago, but it's by the Muslim Student Association. It's a national statement that they put out, and it pertains to all these executive orders that the president is handing down to the population, okay, to the people. But the Muslim Student Association came out with a national statement in regards to some of these executive orders, okay? And I'd like to read a little bit from their statement that they issued to all of the Muslim student associations throughout the United States. Okay, we're appalled at the recent executive orders signed within those past days targeting Muslims and refugees. The recent executive order on Muslim ban is one that has many Muslim students, especially those who are international students on student visas, concerned about their position in the United States. We at the Muslim Student Association National are here to support our Muslim students in these difficult times ahead, and we'll be working with other national Muslim organizations to provide you with the best resources to contact to answer your legal questions as more information is released and disseminated. And we want to take this opportunity to reach out to you with preliminary guidance. So that's the National Office of Muslim Student Association. So don't worry, they got your back about all these executive orders that pertain to a ban on Muslims, okay, coming in the country, okay? So if you like additional information, you can contact the American Anti-Discrimination Committee, and that's ADC. That's their telephone number is 202-244-2990. Okay, I gotta. Since we're on the subject of these sanctions, okay, these executive order sanctions, I'd like to share a little information, update you on exactly what a sanctuary jurisdictions, what you need to know about executive orders. Okay, executive order 13768. That's 13,768. Okay, so I'm gonna share it. You can expect me to be going into this. Well, I won't do it all today, but so I'm gonna just share you some information on what this is all about. Okay, President Trump has signed executive order number 13768, enhancing public safety in the interior of the United States. While little is known about its interpretation or any accomplishing guidance, here's some information how Section 9 of the order could restrict federal funding to sanctuary jurisdictions and impact their efforts to serve people experiencing homelessness. You know, I don't know if funding, federal funding has been cut to Cambridge, because Cambridge is a sanctuary city, a declared sanctuary city. But I'm not sure if the federal funding has been cut yet, but I will find out and share that with you. Okay, what is a sanctuary jurisdiction? Okay, a sanctuary jurisdiction is generally understood to be a city, town, county, or state that has a policy of protecting undocumented immigrants by not prosecuting them for violation of federal immigration law. There is no agreed upon definition of a sanctuary jurisdiction. So that's what Cambridge is supposed to be, a sanctuary jurisdiction. And I think Somerville is the same too. A sanctuary jurisdiction, a sanctuary jurisdiction provides these protections in a number of ways. In some jurisdictions, law enforcement or other local or state government agencies do not ask about immigration status. In others, agencies refuse compliance with voluntary Department of Homeland Security requests for civil immigration detainers, okay? How does the order define a sanctuary jurisdiction? Okay, the executive order does not define a sanctuary jurisdiction. It does state that any jurisdiction that does not comply with 8 U.S.C. 1371 is not eligible to receive federal grant funding. 8 U.S.C. 1371 is a law which prohibits jurisdictions from restricting government entities of officials from sending individual citizens or immigrants status to the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement. The acronym is known as ICE, okay? Okay, what does the order mean for sanctuary jurisdictions? Okay, the executive order could lead to a loss of federal grant funding for sanctuary jurisdictions. The executive order indicates that jurisdictions that willfully refuse to share citizenships or immigration status information with ICE are not eligible to receive federal grants with the exception of funding necessary for law enforcement purposes. The exact language is as follows, quote, I quote, jurisdiction that willfully refuse to comply with the 8 U.S.C. 1373 sanctuary jurisdictions. Okay, we're losing it again. Okay, here we go. Okay. Sanctuary jurisdictions are not eligible to receive federal grants except as deemed necessary for law enforcement purposes by the Attorney General or Secretary of Homeland Security. The Secretary has the authority to designate in its discretion and to extend consistence with the law jurisdiction as a sanctuary jurisdiction. While the administration has said little about the implementation of this provision, if narrowly interpreted, the order should be limited to funding from the Department of Justice and Homeland Security. Alternatively, some believe funding restrictions may be limited to discretionary grant programs, while formula grants and payments to individuals should not be affected. I understand that Cambridge is a sanctuary jurisdiction, and I'm not certain if funding, federal funding has been cut to Cambridge yet, but hopefully all that federal funding cuts can be avoided. But I'll tell you the first thing that you should do if you're interested in trying to turn the tides back on all of these executive orders, this particular executive orders 13761, contact your elected officials and tell them, you support these sanctuary jurisdictions, etc., and these undocumented immigrants and what little rights that they have to be here in this country. Okay, and next week or next time that we meet, we're going to try to go a little further into this subject. But one thing to all you Muslims out there, Muslim students, etc., you should not fear these executive orders, Muslim bans. What you should fear is the fear of Allah. You have that foremost in your heart, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, okay? There's the 18th Annual Islamic Education Forum is coming up, and that's preparing Islamic schools for a changing world. That's April 14th to 16, 2007, Rosemont, Illinois, and you'll be hearing more about that in the upcoming episodes of the History, Community Life, and Diversity Muslim Americans in New England. And I want you to save the date. The 54th Annual Islamic Society of North America's Convention is coming up. That's June 30th to July 3rd, and that'll be held this year in Chicago. So you keep that in mind, and you will definitely be hearing more about those two events. Okay, those are Islamic Society North American Education Forum and the 54th Annual Islamic Convention. So if you'd like additional information from ISNA, you can call. ISNA, where we go? No, there ain't no call. I can't. There isn't a telephone number, but you can email isna.org. Okay, isna.org for additional information, and also you'll be hearing more about it right here at History, Community Life, Diversity Muslim Americans in Cambridge with your host Hasson Rashid. Okay, Sufi message, March 4th and 5th, the Iniyat Order online leaders training entitled Module Breath. Okay, dear friends and seekers on the never-ending journey, warm greetings to you. Here's the next online leadership training module on breath offered by Actus Newmark and Kabira Brown on Saturday and Sunday, March 4th and 5th. Okay, so if you'd like to hook up with the this online training, you can. Okay, let me say the connections. Okay, contact information. That's okay. So it's going to be Saturday and Sunday, March 4th to 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Lunch break 12 to online Skype. Okay, online Skype. Okay, early registration. Okay, there's a early registration. Okay, here we go. Registration information to register and save your space. Payment is accepted by PayPal by following the link www.paypal.me me Aquatus, okay, by checking including name, Sufi name, address, phone number, mail to Aquatus, Newark, 230 Grinnelly Avenue, Half Moon Bay, California. Okay, so here we go. For additional information, I advise that you call these people because there's some things I don't understand about how they're going to set this up. But for certain and accurate knowledge, you can call 781-793-9252. So that's online training for Sufis, okay, Sufi Muslims, okay. Don't forget 54th Annual Islam Convention coming up June 30th to July 3rd. I'm Hasson Rashid. You know it's always excellent being here with you. It's such a great achievement to come into your lives like we do here at CCTV Daily. And so until next time, I want you to remember that superior wisdom can never be subjected by inferior wisdom. So next time, I leave you with the ancient greeting and cordial of peace and sanity, and that is Assalamu alaikum. And we're going to take you back to Miss Mogadhead.
Animal needs to be happy is to be fed and to have its physical needs of all different types satisfied. The animal's happy. That, if the human being is like that, if the only type of happiness that the human being is looking for is physical happiness, you know, I eat, I sleep, and I satisfy my physical desires, so I'm good. That's the same as an animal. That human being becomes no different than an animal, because that's the same thing an animal needs. Similarly, an animal doesn't ask before it eats the plant, is this halal, right? The animal doesn't ask before it reproduces, or before, you know, if two animals are reproducing, they don't ask, is this halal? Are we married first? Let's go, you know, do nikah first, right?